here in the near future? I know you got your true crime podcast, which you're doing pretty much every day, right?
Appreciate people supporting the true crime podcast. I'm presently posting on Mondays now, 1 episode. I did have it up to 2 episodes a week briefly, but most of my true crime podcasts were completely demonetized by YouTube.
Really?
Yeah.
That is a huge problem right now. With, the censorship.
In recent months, it's caused me to have to reappraise my business model. And in the last week, I've just set up Patreon, PayPal, and Just Giving, and Star something or other. Because I've been a YouTuber for 10 years. I've never asked anybody for a penny. But I was just shooting videos out of my bedroom and not even thinking about the costs or anything. I got my dirty laundry basket right next to me on some of my videos that have gone viral. But then once you get into the realm of filming podcasts professionally in studios, then that starts to rack up. And then when YouTube takes that money away from you, because it's all right paying, for the podcast to be produced if you believe it's going to get 300,000 views or 500,000 views, and that money's going to come back to you from YouTube, from Google AdSense. But when YouTube says they've got this demonetization thing on your video, you're never going to get that back. They do allow it to be partially monetized, but say 300,000 videos would have got you £300 back. If it's partially monetized, 300,000 videos is going to get me like $30 back.
Yeah. Why is that? Because it seems like they just keep doing that to people.
What happens is they send you a notification that it's been demonetized, and I think that's an algorithm. And then you appeal it, and there's a manual review, and the manual review determines whether you can have it back monetized or not. So I appealed all of my true crime podcast demonetizations, and the majority of them were denied.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, they send you a link, and you click on the link, and it tells you all the reasons why. So swearing, especially in the first few minutes, violence, sex acts, drug taking. And I'm true crime. So all these things are in my podcast. They technically, wipe me out. So I hate asking people for money for the production. I could go back just to shooting little videos in my house and not incur any costs. But people are saying they love the production quality and they want us to continue. So the other thing I'm doing as well as the donations, it's not a paywall, it's just if people want to volunteer. The other thing I'm doing as well is if YouTube demonetizes a podcast, I consider that a pie. That's the whole pie. But if I put clips out, they are slices of the pie.
Sure.
So by putting those clips onto YouTube, if more than half of those clips don't get demonetized,
you get a few pieces here and there.
Then the pieces of the pie are making the money back individually. And maybe one of those little slithers of pie will go viral, and then that will cover the cost of the podcast.
Okay.
So right now, I'm coming up with all these different strategies to counter what YouTube has done to me. And, I accept this. It was painful for me at first just to get on my computer every day and see like 10, 20 more, 30 more videos demonetized. And the next day, same thing. And this happened very rapidly over a period of several weeks recently. It was very painful after me putting my heart and soul into all of this to see that happen. But then I took a step back and I thought to myself, in the business world, there's always going to be challenges. And whenever a challenge arises, you can let it crush you, or you can rise above it and come back twice as strong. There was the situation last year when my channel came under attack because of the first podcast guest that I had on. His video went viral. There are over 5 million views right now, Jamie Morgan Kane. And his clips.
Yeah, I saw you post about that recently.
There was a backlash against that, and there was an investigation recently, and they cleared him. A huge company is publishing his book. People said he'd made everything up from he wasn't even a UK citizen to being in the military and all this other stuff. But my channel came under such assault, and I got hacked, and criminal activity was committed against me. I got hacked. I got death threats. I got dogpiled. I got doxxed. So all these crimes were committed against me. I was being accused of committing the crime of defrauding the public by helping this guy set up a donation page. It's a prison charity that asked me to help this guy.
Yeah.
I was accused of committing a crime that I hadn't committed. And all the people accusing me start committing these crimes against me.
Yeah.
So all these crimes it was crazy. This went on for months. They had my home address, they had my phone number, they had all my bank details.
Wow.
They were putting it online. I lost my phone number I had for 10 years. All my schools, resources, my websites, wiped all my stuff. All the hackers took everything off the internet. So that was the first challenge to my true crime podcast series. And I was only getting one out a month because of all this stuff was going on in my life. Dealing with what I'm still dealing with this now. I just had to be sent a new bank card this week because the old bank card was compromised by the hackers from that situation that happened earlier this year. It's still ongoing to an extent.
Do you think this is some bigger hands at play or just a group of bandits kind of?
If anything goes big, then it gets a big backlash.
Yeah.
So this lynch mob forms, and it's a lot of people, and they have these campaigns where they target people.
Yeah.
So they targeted me, and all I was doing was interviewing a guy. So Louis Theroux has interviewed extremists. John Ronson has interviewed extremists. People have done. Louis Theroux's interviewed pedophiles. Does Louis Theroux get doxxed and dogpiled and hacked and attacked for interviewing pedophiles? Why does the interviewer get crucified in this situation? I don't understand. So, in response to your question, that was the first assault on my YouTube channel. It set me back. I was only getting a podcast out a month. Got my mojo back. That died down. I'm getting up to 1 a week podcast, true crime. I'm up to 2 a week, briefly. Bam! YouTube comes in, demonetizes everything. So that's the second challenge. But if you are a high-performance person, you're not just going to melt down over something like that. Every challenge in life is an opportunity for you to come back with a vengeance and adopt new strategies and put out even more content. So right now I'm putting 2 to 3 clips out a day.
Wow.